Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. This is Good Pain, just back with a quick video, and today I'm talking about the top 5 remakes that I think are very good. Let's have a look. So what I mean by remakes then is like where the game has, it's remained much the same, but it's basically like, it's had like a, I suppose not a remaster, because a remaster is different. But then what's the difference between a remake and remaster? I don't know, I think like The Last of Us remaster was kind of like where it was much the same game, it was just like the graphics were just like, you know, just like made better, but it still maintained the like the exact same sort of like kind of gameplay and stuff like that. So but my top 5 here, they're kind of, you could say one of them or two of them are remasters, or are they remakes? I don't know, it's kind of, it's touch and go, but we'll just say top 5 remakes / remasters, and that'll make it that'll prevent anyone from complaining to me in the comments. Well, no, it won't, because someone always wants to complain. So the first one then, my top 5 remakes or remasters, is Mario All-Stars. So this one, you could say this is a remaster, or is it a remake? I don't know. So Mario All-Stars is like Mario Brothers 1, Mario 2, Japan, Mario USA, Mario 3. But it's remade or remastered, I don't know what you say. It's remade in like kind of more modern graphics. So it has like some parallax scrolling, and it has like Mario looks like way better, looks way more cartoony. So it's not as pixelated as the Nintendo games. And this came out on the Super Nintendo. So this was like a genius move, because I think they'd done it for like Ninja Gaiden as well. But Ninja Gaiden kind of retained, it was the same graphics, I think. It was, I don't know, it might have looked a bit better, but it looked kind of much the same. Whereas Mario Brothers, it looked like a different game. Like, to be perfectly honest, the graphics were so much improved. They were like the Super Mario World graphics, just not as detailed, because it was the original trilogy of games. But I'd rather play Mario 1, 2 and 3 and Mario USA in those style of graphics, actually. So Super Mario All-Stars first, number 5 in my top 5 remakes. And number 4 then is Broken Sword Reforged. So I've recently started playing this because I'm a huge mark for Broken Sword. And I don't understand why, well, I do in one way I suppose, but I don't know why they didn't do the Wii version, because the Wii version has like loads more content, and it has like sections with Nico and stuff. So I know it doesn't really, like, if you take the Nico sections out, or if you take the content out, it doesn't really, like, you know, you're not really missing much, but it's so much better with all that additional content and the character portraits as well. So I don't know, the Broken Sword Reforged, they just remade the original game, but like made all the graphics like way better. The sound sounds a bit better as well, actually. So they couldn't have re-recorded it, because Rob Saxton and those actors, they're a lot older now, so they'd sound a lot different, even if they could get the original actors. But yeah, Broken Sword Reforged is pretty good, and you can switch between the old graphics and the new graphics, kind of like they did in Monkey Island. And some of those like shooter games that you can do that as well. So I played it on Switch, so if you press like the minus button, you can just switch to the original graphics. But yeah, so it's awesome. I don't know if I like the original graphics or the new graphics yet, but anyway, it's a really good remastering or remake. And then, speaking of Broken Sword, then another one then that I really liked was Monkey Island. So the again, you can do the switching the graphics in Monkey Island as well. I have the Monkey Island games for, I think it's got 1 and 2 in it for the Xbox 360, and I never played them when they were out first. I was a kind of a late convert to Monkey Island. I liked, I think it was like 2008 or something. I played the one on PS2, The Secret of Monkey Island, is it, or I don't know, one of those, whichever one that's on the PS2, that one, and which most people don't like that one, so I was surprised. But yeah, that one, and so then the earlier ones, then I always want to go back and play them, but the graphics looked a bit old. I was sort of like, oh no, that looks too old, so I never went back to it. But then when I saw it on the Xbox 360, then I purchased it, and I played the original game, and it's nice switching between the old and new graphics, but I think I'd prefer, and that one I sometimes prefer the older graphics, but it's still pretty good though. It's a good remake. And then probably like the best remake, I think, just for like, I don't know, like visually, like, or just kind of if you compare the two games, is Resident Evil 1 remake. This would be my number 2 though, at the moment. This could change. The Resident Evil 1 remake is just like amazing, like it's so good. Even like, it was only like a few years after Resident Evil 1 it came out, like on the GameCube, but the graphics were so far ahead of Resident Evil 1, it was unbelievable, and the characters were so detailed. And then I played it, I didn't play it on the GameCube, I played it on the the Wii and the PS4, the remastered collection, the Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1 remake. Yes, Resident Evil 1, it's just, they just made everything better about Resident Evil 1. It was amazing. But my top one for this list is going to be the Resident Evil 2 remake. I'm cheating a bit here by putting 2 Resident Evil games on this, but Resident Evil 2 remake, I think Resident Evil 1 remake is still very, very similar to Resident Evil 1 original, so that's kind of why people would say it's the best kind of remake or remaster, because it's so one-to-one. Whereas Resident Evil 2 is like a completely different game, the remake, but I don't know, it's still kind of like, still keeps to the original sort of like formula of Resident Evil 2. But it's like completely different gameplay, completely different style, whereas most of the games I've spoken about here are like roughly the same gameplay. But Resident Evil 2 remake is just fantastic, just love it, it's amazing. So that's my top 5 remakes or remasters. If you disagree with me, I think they're terrible, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you've got a couple of games you like that have been remastered, let me know as well. Or if you want to do a video response, by all means do it. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, I'll see you next video, adios.